I'm sure you know by now that we spend a lot of time featuring the great series of mini documentaries from Independent Women's Forum called Identity Crisis. It features people who are detransitioning. It features medical professionals who have been pushing back on the transgender agenda. And I know you'll remember the story of Prisha. We've actually had Prisha on the show. Remember this video?
I was bragging about how I lost like 8 pounds in a day. That was the most exciting part to me about this top surgery. I felt like I got useless lumps of fat cut off. I also wanted liposuction, but they just wouldn't give it to me. So,
yeah,
you know.
So that's Prisha's story, and she detailed how she was having, she was ashamed of her body, she was struggling with her weight, she was struggling with depression, and so she was walked down the road of surgical and chemical gender transition. She's now detransitioned. She's suing the medical professionals who did this to her, and now YouTube has put a warning label on that video. In fact, they're limiting the distribution and the availability of that video where Prisha is telling her story. Why? Well, maybe to shed a little bit of light on it is our friend over at Heritage Foundation and also a fellow at Independent Women's Forum, the one and only Margaret Olohan. Wow, Mary Margaret, there's just some stories that people in the Bay Area, in YouTube or in LA, New York, they just don't want these stories to be heard, do they?
Apparently not. This is crazy, Larry, because Prisha's story is very factual. She's telling it about her own life experiences, these horrible things that she went through. Big kudos to Kelsey Bolar with the Independent Women's Forum,
Yes,
who did this series. She and Prisha talked at length about Prisha's gender transition, attempted gender transition, how Prisha was just really suffering from mental health issues, anorexia. She fell into these pro-transgender circles online and ultimately decided that she was a boy, decided to go undergo this gender transition, and then realized at the end of her journey that this actually wasn't making her happy at all. In fact, it was making her very sad, and she could never fully become a boy because that's not possible.
Yeah.
Now, this video, which was on YouTube, has been censored now. I asked YouTube yesterday repeatedly, number one, why is this video censored? What part of the video is objectionable? Haven't heard back from them. But I also asked them, what about this pro-transgender content that's on YouTube? For example, videos on YouTube showing patients who have had double mastectomies, like Prisha, who in these videos, the patients are saying that they like their surgeries, or they're talking to doctors that are pro-transgender doctors about their surgeries in a positive way. Those videos apparently don't violate YouTube standards, but Prisha's video does.
Yeah, it's a great point. And by the way, this has been up, I want to say, what, since October, November, maybe December?
December, yeah.
December, okay. And if you go to YouTube now to watch this video, and I do suggest you do, please do. The best way you can get back at YouTube is to support this video, but you'll get this message. Let's take a look at it. There you go. Inappropriate for some users. You then have to affirm that you understand that. There's an age. It also, by the way, Mary Margaret, when they put this flag on it, it means the video cannot be embedded elsewhere outside of YouTube, which is a way a video goes viral, when you can share it on other social media or on other websites. That's a big part of this. They don't want it to be seen.
Yes, this is crazy. So for example, in case people don't understand, if I put this video in my story, as a reporter will typically do when they're writing about a case like this, I put the video in my story. Instead of showing any preview of the video, what YouTube has done is that it's just a black box, like you were saying with the notice that we saw. You can't see anything about it. And so your average person scrolling through a story or scrolling through social media, they're not going to watch it because it looks like a dud. It looks like nothing's there. And I have to say, Larry, it kind of looks like this is the point of why they would do that to this video.
I agree. And I took a look at the video today. I mean, I was trying to be as objectionable as possible, or objective as possible, I should say. Not objectionable. And the only argument YouTube can make was there is a portion where Prisha shows the results of her top surgery, and she regrets it. But I think it's important to the drama and the storytelling. But what you're telling me here, Mary Margaret, is that there are other videos on YouTube where people who have had the same surgery show their results, but because they're happy with it, those videos stay?
Yeah, so for example, there's this very insidious doctor named Dr. Gallagher. She advertises her work on TikTok, on Instagram, and uses those platforms to rake in tons of different vulnerable young people and older people, I'm sure, that want these allegedly gender-affirming surgeries. That's just a fancy word for transgender surgeries that they can never reverse.
Right.
So Gallagher will post videos on YouTube of her talking to her patients who have undergone these double mastectomies. You can see their scars. They're not wearing shirts. Those videos haven't been flagged by YouTube. I asked YouTube about them yesterday and sent YouTube a couple of Gallagher's videos, and I said, do these violate YouTube standards? Because I would like to know if what's the standard here. If Prisha can't share this incredibly vulnerable, sad, and heartbreaking story about her experience, why are these other people allowed to show videos of themselves without a shirt on in the same exact situation?
We know why. We absolutely know why. Mary Margaret Olohan, stay on it and give us an update when you get one, if you get one. That's it for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. In the meantime, I'll see you on the radio.